Hi everybody, my name's Christina McGill. I work for a housing association called Habinteg, and Habinteg have been building and promoting accessible homes for over 50 years, and I'm really honoured to be part of this today and to be asked to say a few words. Can you hear me? Is that better? Quickly.
Speak up.
Okay. So I'm honoured to be part of this gathering today, and I'd like to thank Inclusion London and all of you who've put so much effort into making it happen. Fantastic to see everybody here, and I'm really honoured to say a few words on behalf of Habinteg. I've been working in this part of social housing for over 10 years, and my motivation has really always been personal. I've seen the profound impact that a lack of accessible housing has had on my family. My brother and his young family at the time, they were living in a multi-level walk-up flat, an old Victorian converted townhouse. And at the same time, his partner became progressively more reliant on a wheelchair and dealt with chronic pain day to day. That home put so many aspects of their lives on hold. It put their health at risk and impacted the day-to-day business of bringing up their two young sons. They dreamed at the time of finding a home that was built to the Lifetime Home Standard, something that they could afford. But it was years before a new build social home was offered to them. And even that needed significant adaptations, which took more years to organise, and a big disability facilities grant in order for that home to work for them. So the significance of today's event resonates deeply with me, and I'm sure with all of us here, because it's now 2 years since the previous government announced its intention to raise the accessibility standards for new homes, so that they are all built to be accessible and easily adaptable. And that standard was based on the Lifetime Home Standard that I mentioned just now. So this is a critical policy step that we all want to see move forward. But for those of us who've experienced and witnessed the impacts of a lack of accessible housing, this is not just a dry policy discussion. It's about recognising the fundamental right of every person to live in a home that meets their needs, where they can thrive with joy and independence. So Habinteg has been building accessible and inclusive homes for over 50 years, and I've met so many tenants who've shared with me the transformative effect of finally finding a home that's right for them. Being able to get into the children's bedroom to read that bedtime story, to cook the family meal, or just using the bathroom with dignity and independence. So I and all of us at Habinteg are proud of what we have achieved, but we're acutely aware that the scale of challenge and change that we need to see requires national policy action. The new government has an opportunity now to make changes that can transform lives and to create a future where accessible housing is the norm rather than the exception. Now, to help persuade them, what do they need to hear? Well, one of the things we've been trying to demonstrate is how not only do accessible homes support disabled people to get the most out of life, they can also help minimise areas of public spending. And last year, Habinteg commissioned some research from the London School of Economics to help us with this question. And they worked out that, for example, a wheelchair user property for a household of working age, whilst it might cost maybe £22,000 more to build than a standard home, over a 10-year period could release value of up to £94,000. Now, you'll need no explanation of how that comes about, because you all know that greater independence at home means less reliance on public services. Greater well-being means better mental and physical health, and more opportunity to be in work or to volunteer or to do all the things in your community that you aspire to do. So that financial return over a 10-year period is something like £4 for every £1 that you spent. And I think our Chancellor should be quite interested in those maths. We want policymakers to really take this type of evidence on board. We're at a critical juncture. Raising the minimum standard for all new homes would mean that each of the 1.5 million new homes that are promised could be part of a solution rather than part of adding to the existing problem. And making sure that as many of these new homes as possible are built for social rent will help to increase provision in the affordable tenures on which so many disabled people rely. So to finish, I want to remind us all that the vast majority of people who responded to the consultation on changing the minimum standard back in 2020 agreed that increasing the minimum standard is the right thing to do. Even housing developers agreed to that proposal because they want certainty and they hanker after a national level playing field rather than pockets of different policies in different places. So you can all have great confidence in the message that's being delivered to government today. It's really great to be among a group of people who truly understand the importance of accessible homes. Thanks so much for your passion and great best of luck for the rest of the day. Thank you.